Good morning, good afternoon to those in Central and Eastern time. I'm just going to give you a second here to log in, make sure that you can see and hear me. So if you're watching the replay, I apologize for the wait, but I want to go ahead and dive in. We're going to talk about goals, resolutions, goals, resolutions, what else? Accountability, retention. There we go. Cool. So, happy Tuesday already. The year's flying by. Just joking. Welcome to Tuesday's Q&A, you guys. My name's Jessie with Decker Truckline. I'm a recruiter here at Decker. And every Tuesday we go live here at noon Central to answer questions. Hopefully answer any of your questions that you might have, and of course keep up to date with some of the industry news, priorities, things like that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and ask them in the chat between myself and Anna. Anna's here. Can you see what I post today? We can. Usually, Anna, the only time that I can't see when you post is if it's a link. So you want to try a link, see if that works. So yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to just ask away in the chat. If you put your zip code or your city and state, then I'll know what you're wondering, if what we have available in your area, all that good stuff. So for some reason it takes me a second to have to approve all Anna's. Why is that? How come why, Anna? Anyways, all is good. But if you have any questions, go ahead and ask in the chat. We're going to be talking about goals. We'll be talking about Nope, Anna, it won't let me allow your link to our podcast. So let me see if I can do it. Bear with me. Let's see if I can do this. All right, that's what I'll do. You provide it, and I'll just come back through and post it. That's weird. Won't let me hide it either. I don't know. We'll figure this out. YouTube has got a new one, so how come why? I don't know how come why. I see yours. Yeah, but I'm a moderator, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Anyways, welcome to our Q&A. As I sidetracked, Anna and I've got our little side conversation going, talking about goals, resolutions, and accountability. So one thing I do want to stress is being accountable is something that we all overlook. We might set our goals, which is awesome, but then we fail to hold ourselves accountable, and that's not fair to ourselves. So make sure that you hold yourself accountable, and I'm trying to see if any of these will post, Anna. Make sure that you're holding yourself accountable. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you guys have any goals that you are setting for this new year, please let me know what they are. Name it. Put it out there. Put it out there in the world so that others can hear it. You're more likely to be successful and to achieve your goal if you've named it and addressed it publicly. So if you didn't know that, that is one of the statistics on it. There we go. But name it and then stick to it. Make sure it's sticky. Make sure it's something that is achievable, that it's actually doable. But at the same time, you want to make sure that it's lofty enough that it's worth going for. Hey, Joseph. So make sure that it's worth going after, and that you're not just giving yourself a goal to put a goal. And I mentioned this yesterday. I am guilty of it when it comes to, I plan out my day and everything. Sometimes I list something that are just habits for me at this point. Like for instance, working out. If it's, to me, that's a habit, or planning my day. Those are habits. But I will still put them on my list because I can cross them off, and it's just that feeling of achievement that I've gotten something done, leading the way. So that being said, make sure that your goal is a bit heftier than that. But at the same time, you want it to be strong enough that you can feel, that you really can feel good about achieving it, and knowing that it is in fact It is, in fact, an achievement in and of itself. So Michelangelo, the greatest danger for most of us lies not in setting our aim high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. So, and that's a lot of times it's just because we don't set the goals, period. We just, yeah, I'm going to do this today, period. End of sentence. We're not truly naming our goal. A goal should be simple, not easy, but it should be simplified. Like who, what, when, what's your goal? Like, as an example, if your goal is to have a healthier lifestyle, you need to tell me when you want this healthier lifestyle and what define healthier lifestyle, basically. Is healthier lifestyle to you being 20 pounds lighter, or is healthier lifestyle working out more? Maybe it's a combination of the two, having more energy so that I can do something else more. But instead of just more, you need to specify what more means. Having more energy so I can run 2 more miles a day. Having more energy so that I can go for hikes with my dog more often. Have more energy so I can go to the park with my kids an extra hour a day, or whatever, specify it, name it, put an amount to it. But not only an amount per se, bite my lip, on the value of it, but also the time frame. So my goal, if your goal is healthier lifestyle, I want to have a healthier lifestyle by January 31st. That will allow me more time with, let's see, I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. Maybe I should have prepped on that one. I want a healthier lifestyle. So I'm going to prepare my meals for the week on Sunday so that I will have an extra hour a day with my kids with more energy at the park before February 2nd. That is naming a time, being specific to what I want my outcome to be. And it's a strong enough goal. An hour a day, when you only have 24 hours in the day, that can be fairly lofty, but it's doable if I plan properly. So that's a lifestyle one. Maybe your goal is to, maybe your goal is to score higher on your scorecard. So we have a monthly bonus, our scorecard bonus, which is 1,000 points. Some of the criteria is miles, fuel efficiency or fuel compliance, idle time, preventable accidents, CSA violations, claims, and on-time delivery. I think I named them all. So those are your goals, or those are your criteria for the scorecard. Now, if your goal is to get 1,000 points on your scorecard, you need to be aware of what it will take in order to do that. So you need to know your criteria. So first, you're naming your goal, but you need to be aware of what it's going to take in order to get to your goal. That being said, that's the criteria. And then you're looking at that criteria, you're breaking it down, and you're thinking, okay, so where do I fall short? I'm great with my idle time. I'm getting the miles. I'm getting good miles for the time that I have. I'm always running. I'm compliant with my fuel. Maybe you've had accidents or CSA violations. Look at the rest of it. Is my delivery time not good? Well, maybe I need to work on my time management. If time management is the key that you've determined will be the number one focus for you in order to achieve your goal, then that needs to be your ultimate focus, time management. Master that, and you can master the scorecard itself. And again, this is just an example. Are you, Tim? Oh, and I missed a comment by Joseph here. My goal right now is to get home for a few days. Right now, I'm gonna get there tomorrow, so gonna have some rest. That's his goal. So name your goal. Be specific with the goal that you've named. Have it achievable, but have it lofty enough that you really have to make an effort. So you have to plan to make that effort and then stick to it. And the best way to go about this is to list, take a pad of paper, list and brainstorm everything that it's going to take in order to achieve your goals. And when I broke down the scorecard, I needed to know the 7 criteria. If you don't know the criteria, you're not aware of what it's going to take in order to get that, then you need to find another step that will in fact move you forward. So if you don't know what it is, then you need to find somebody who has achieved it. And an example of someone who said, if you want to be successful with lease purchase, he's willing to help somebody who's interested in lease purchase and willing to move forward with it. That being said, if I want to be successful with the scorecard, I'm going to go find somebody who's seen success with the scorecard. So find a mentor, find somebody a resource, an individual. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but maybe a checklist or any type of resource that will help you get there. Could be a video. Maybe your goal is to improve your tarping and securement time and still have a solid securement. If that's the case, then watch some videos on securement training. Go through additional training. Talk to Tanner and he can, on his downtime when you're there, he can walk through the training with you, do some additional training with you. So that's the beginning. That's setting your goal and what your resolution is. And you start backwards, really. My goal for 2021 is what I want 2021 to end on. What do I want to end on? And then I'm going to work my way backwards and on what it's going to take in order to get that. So I'm going to have a list of several different pages for my goal, possibly, not necessarily, depends on how lofty your goal is and if it's going to be a year-long goal or if it's going to be a couple of weeks, a quarterly goal. Everybody has different time frames for the goal. That's why you have to name it. And then once you've done it, once you've brainstormed or brain dumped everything that it will take to get back to that goal, then you need to start prioritizing. What is, out of your list, what is the one thing that'll move you forward, push you forward to the next step? In the example of the scorecard, it was time management. If I manage my time well, then I will be able to get more miles. I will have on-time delivery. I will most likely have less idle time. And in order to, so like that time management, being successful with that and understanding my time management, being aware of where I could do a better job of my time management is all part of getting to the next step in order to reach my scorecard goal. If your example was healthy lifestyle, what was the one thing that can help me with my lifestyle? It's planning, prepping. In this example, at least, it was prepping on Sundays. So if I meal prepped on Sunday, I would have an extra hour throughout the week, each day of the week, in order to spend at the park with my kids. That was the example. But it depends on your goal, and it depends on your time, your ability, your resources, what it will take. So everybody's is going to be a little bit different, but that's where the awareness comes in. And knowing that. Exactly, Anna. What motivates you? What motivates you? What skills and abilities do you have? What skills and abilities do you need in order to reach your goals? Those are all things that should be on that brain dump or that brainstorm of yours in order to achieve it. So take the time to do it. Goals are a very healthy way to keep your mind and body motivated, to keep you motivated and successful. And everybody's definition of success is going to be different. It could be success in health. It could be just happiness. It could be financial gains. Again, everybody's definition of success is going to be different. But what makes you happy and what makes you feel good and proud of what you've done? And in order to do that and to meet those goals, you need to take the time to prepare. And we use this beginning of the year as a society. We've used January 1st or the new year to start all over. Well, you know what? You can start all over any time of the year. if you're feeling like you're dropping off and you're not seeing success, or you're not seeing the results that you want, stop what you're doing, or the habits that you've been doing, and go back to the drawing board and create a new plan for yourself, new goals. You might even achieve that goal for 2021 in April, and you have the rest of the year. You need to set another goal. You need to achieve something new. So continue to set these goals. And if you drop one time, if you have a bad day, if you have a bad week, pick yourself up, brush yourself off, start all over. Because it's not having a bad day. We all have a bad day. It's lifting yourself up and getting back on the horse, the proverbial horse, or whatever it is. Hey, Aim. And Joseph says, money motivates me. Well, you're among many, right? That sounds right. I'm here kind of. So that's, you need to find out what motivates you. You need to find out what makes you happy, because ultimately your goals should make you happy. And your goals should be set not for somebody else, but for you, to benefit you, because that's going to keep you motivated more than anything, is something that you want. Tim says, money motivates everyone, but it's not a tool for a goal. But it does help to measure your goal at times, depending on what your goal is. So if your goal is to make an extra $10,000 for the year in 2021 than you did in 2020, that is a measurable goal. So, and it can motivate you. It definitely motivates some people, but you need to find a way to that. And I think that's what Tim is saying. It's not the tool for the goal, it is part of the goal itself. So if that's the case, what is the tool that will get you that extra $10,000? It could be more miles. It could be referrals. We have extra bonuses. It could be meeting that scorecard and getting the extra bonus. It could be referring more people and getting referrals off of that. Or referral bonus. There we go. Listen to what I mean, not what I say. Anna says, live, save, give with the money I earn. Yes. See, and that's a lot of people's goals right there. Joseph says, true, but my goal is to make more money so I can provide better for my family. Perfect. And then name the amount that you want to make. And I don't know about you guys, but when I set a monetary goal, I don't want to limit myself to just that amount. So if my amount, I'm going to continue to use the 10,000 example. And the reason I use the 10,000 example is because honestly, if you guys refer drivers, remember these are professional drivers, well qualified, because we do have high standards. I recognize that. I consider ourselves an elite company that you really have to earn the position. And we've got great drivers here. Anyways, make sure that the individual is a qualified driver, and the recruiting department can do that for you. So 888-668-0698. That's just a side note. I just wanted to make sure that I made you aware of that. That being said, I use that 10,000 amount because that's completely doable. In 2019, our top referred everybody within the last quarter alone. That's it. And over $11,000 is what he made. So specify the amount. So Joseph, instead of just saying more money, how much more? And when you're naming it, don't just say 10,000, say more than 10,000. Because you know what? If you make 20,000 in those referral bonuses, or the combination of referral bonuses and scorecard bonuses and extra miles, then then you've blown your goal out of the water. But the higher you aim, the more likely you'll have a good, better, and best goal. Have the best goal written out, then have a better goal written out, and then a good goal. And shoot for that best. And you want all of them to be something of girth, something great, something that you will be proud of. But that best should be out of reach. But if you're still going for it, then you're going to reach that good. You're possibly going to reach that better. And there is a chance you'll reach that best. But if you don't have that high of a lofty goal, then you're just going to go, you're not going to achieve any of it. And you're going to fail. Or if you achieve something, it's going to be mediocre, and then once you've achieved it, you're like, yeah. But set 3 different levels and go after the top level. And if you fall short, that's okay, because you have 2 other levels that are fantastic. They're still good. They're still better. And you can still be dang proud of those. Joseph says, how about another great driver? I finally talked my fiance into applying for Decker. Not a bad idea. Yes, you can journal. Absolutely. Amy says, that's the update. Sorry, guys. Have to run. All right. See you, Aim. Good luck. Tim says, work in general. Yes, the tool, work itself. But here's the thing. If your goal is to improve your scorecard, and again, I'm going back to this, but if your goal is to improve your scorecard, and by doing so, you're probably going to get better miles. So you're going to see an increase in the number of miles that you're running. You're going to see an increase in your bonuses, because now you're going to start getting bonuses on all the miles that you ran. And then, I mean, you're going to see, and there's another good chance that you'll be getting a raise, because with us, you get a penny raise after 90 days. You get a penny raise every year on your anniversary till you hit the max. A lot of you just got a raise anyway, especially in the refrigerated division. So, absolutely. Anna says, by recording your dreams, so talking about goals and journaling, by recording your dreams and goals on paper, you set in motion the process of becoming the person you most want to be. Put your future in good hands, your own. Mark Victor Hansen. And also one of those, to just kind of emphasize what Anna had just quoted with Mark Victor Hansen, by journaling, by writing it down, it becomes something. It becomes constant, and you're putting it into action. It's embedded into your head, better than just a memory. Like if you need to pick up a grocery list and you write it down, you're more likely to remember it because you've got the visual, the cognitive, as well as just the cognitive. You've got the visual, the physical motion to do it, and the cognitive when it comes to remembering versus just the cognitive. So always very important. Yep, you betcha, Joseph. I'll give you a call here in a little bit. Sorry, just want to make sure I give you a call. All right. So utilizing your clock, breaking down the rest stops, your meals, your pre-trip, your fuel stops. It's all part of that time management. If that's your goal. And everybody's is a little bit different, but here having or maintaining a 1,000-point scorecard is key. And I know that's a lot of your guys' goal. So obviously that's why I focused on it. Hey, Bob. Good to have you. So know that number one thing out of everything on your list. You have one goal, but within the goal and the brainstorm that you have, there should be one thing that will push you forward to the next. Time management might be the thing. Learning how to secure properly might be the thing. Just depends. But what one thing will help you move forward with your goal? And there should be one thing, one thing every day that you do. And don't set so many goals on so many different levels that you can't reach them. You can have a goal for, a family goal, a lifestyle goal, a spiritual goal, a physical goal, a work goal, or a professional goal, but you're focusing on one goal. So you can have those goals, but only focus on one at a time. That doesn't mean that you're not going to obtain all of them, because if one of your goals will be affected by time management, odds are they're all going to be affected by time management. So improving that is going to improve other areas of your life as well. If your goal is to be more positive, to have a positive response to people 90% of the time by January 31st compared to December 2020, then in order to do that, you're going to smile more. You might journal more. You might write down your gratitudes, what you're thankful for each and every day. You're going to do that every single day. Well, if you're wanting to be positive, that's going to affect everything else in your life. So if you're going to be positive at work, then you're going to be positive within your family. I mean, that's another thing that'll just kind of snowball in a good way, in a good way. Anna says, all successful people have a goal. No one can get anywhere unless he knows where he wants to go and what he wants to do or be or do. Norman Vincent Peale. Good point. Set your goals. Always a fun thing. And remember that when it comes to the one thing, 20% of your effort, the top 20% of your effort is going to see 80% of the results. It's a whole 80-20 principle. It's legit. Might not be exactly 80-20, but it's a legit principle. You're putting out the effort. There's going to be one thing that's going to make the biggest impact over everything. So what did I see? I just saw a zip code here. 51537. Oh, Bob, is that yours? Tennant, Iowa. What do we got here? Talking about different positions that we've got available here at Decker. Let's see, about 50, 60 miles out of Omaha, off at 80. Let's see, how far are you from? Compared to what we have available right now. Okay, so we have a van division that runs out of the Tennant, Iowa area. This one, anything along I-80 from Lincoln, Nebraska to Gary, Indiana, that's going to be our home weekly in our dry van position. But also available is our home weekly in the refrigerated. That's actually a guaranteed pay of $12.50 a week in the refrigerated division, as well as Minneapolis and along I-90 from Albert Lee, Minnesota to Chicago. Anna says, goal, accept your mistakes and move on. Step into a new you. You got this. Cannot confirm, is what Bob says. Talking about addresses, zip codes. So yeah, we've got a couple of options out of there, depending on what somebody would be looking for and qualifying. There's a job. Yep, do it now. Don't procrastinate. It's kind of a given, right? I mean, how do you get your goals, or how do you meet your goals? Don't procrastinate. It sounds silly, but sometimes we procrastinate on the stupidest things, the smallest little thing, right? It comes up as Tennant. Oh, it's 2 miles away. That's why. Yeah, so sometimes we procrastinate on the smallest little things. And it could be, yesterday I used the example of cleaning up your truck. If your goal is to have a cleaner truck for the year and taking pride in your ride, it could just be having a garbage can right next to you so that you can throw everything away as you're, if you're finished that water bottle and you're throwing it away, it's not refillable, you throw that away instead of just throwing it on the floor. You get done eating, you crumple up whatever wrapper you have, throw it on the floor. If you have the garbage there, that's going to make life a whole lot easier. It could be taking, again, a couple of seconds out of your day and pulling the floor mat, shaking it off, putting it back in. Could be just simple like that. I'm going to share a couple of these. For some reason, Anna, it is not wanting to share anything you have to say. At least nothing with a link into it. So let me share some of these here. Some of these available positions that we have here. If you click on the link, you can click on them now or later. It'll actually open up some of our YouTube links. Our YouTube channel has several different trainings. It has you'll have access to quite a bit of information through our YouTube channel. Plus, if you subscribe, then you'll be able to you'll get notification every time we go live or upload a video. Bob says, I'm the best dang gum driver I ever was. Well, having stuff in the floorboard is a DOT violation. Absolutely. Well, and I was thinking the passenger side, but yeah. Yep, keep everything clear. Good point, Joseph. Good point. Anna says, it is jealousy. YouTube has jealous issues. Gotta figure it out. Yeah, it's like it's weird. It's for some reason, because I don't have to approve anybody else's. I'm confused by this. It's only been happening the last couple of weeks. What'd you do, Anna? What'd you do? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to add as moderator. Do you think that'll work? I didn't know I could do that. Anna is now a moderator for your channel. Woohoo! How cool is that? Now try it. Try it now. Okay. Look at that. What if we had to give an account each night before we went to sleep of the one thing we did to make a life brighter for someone else? That would be cool. Helping a neighbor out, giving them a ride when they need. Right, Anna? Sound familiar? Yay! Try a link, see if that works. Yes. What's one thing? Don't focus on everything. That's overwhelming. Once you start focusing on everything, and not that you can't have multiple goals, but you only focus on one goal. I have all kinds of goals, but I have to focus on one, otherwise I get overwhelmed. And if you're adding too many new habits or trying to add new habits, then you're just going to get exhausted. You're going to get burnt out on doing too many new things. Make one thing a habit, and once it's a habit, which means you don't have to think about it, you just do it. You don't think twice about it. When you go brush your teeth, you just do it. You don't have to think, okay, then I gotta go like this, or or when you comb your hair, when you getting dressed. I mean, you don't think about it, you just do it. And that's what you want to see. That's what you want any habit to be. Just, you don't have to think about it, you just do it. Once it's at that point, then you can move on and add another habit. Make sure they're good habits though, right? The most important one is on right now. That's right. I like it. Thank you, Bob. Anna says, we are all responsible and accountable for what we do or say, even if those behaviors occur in stressful times. Very true. And, that's another thing. We hold ourselves responsible or accountable in all directions. So in the recruiting department, we hold each other responsible or accountable. In the operations, they hold themselves accountable. In the shop, they hold themselves accountable. Out on the road, you hold yourself accountable. And then with outside of the department, we hold ourselves accountable. Operations holds the recruiting accountable, making sure that we are well informed on the positions that are currently open, what's available, what the miles will look like, what the running lanes will look like, etc. Operations is making sure that we know that. We are making sure we know that by reaching out to operations, etc. It's both. Same with training. We have to be accountable for what we're telling somebody. As a recruiter, I need to be responsible or accountable for what somebody is going to learn in orientation. So I need to know what they're going to be learning in orientation. If they're doing online training in order to come into orientation, I need to know what that is. I also need to experience that so that I can give a full detailed account of what, in fact, that orientation consists of. So somebody coming in for orientation this coming Monday in the refrigerated division, I'm going to know exactly what is going to be required of them because I've gone through it myself. That's one way of holding myself accountable. That's one way Abby holds me accountable. And that's one way the prospective Decker driver is holding me accountable, making sure that I know what the heck I'm talking about, right? Michael says, is there an OTR Reefer division out of Chicago? Well, if you live in Chicago, absolutely, you can be part of the over-the-road refrigerated division. It's based out of Missoula, Montana, and you just run out of that division. It runs Chicago, it runs the Northwest, it runs the West, it runs the Midwest, it runs coast to coast. It's just the majority of it is going to be west of the Mississippi. Bob says, YouTube program on this here, YouTubers. Her main goal is having a steak dinner with, when she gets it, back to Iowa. Yeah, that's a good goal for me. But there's no amount, so I need the 5 steak dinners. 5 steak dinners a month, something like that, right? Tim says in Iowa they have flatbed and refrigerated divisions. Yes, and we have over-the-road flatbed as well, but the over-the-road refrigerated that's based out of Missoula, we do hire out of Chicago for it, so absolutely. Best number, 888-668-0698. It's this number right here to call for more details, or at least to get specifics as well. Yeah, but yep, we do have it. There's another question I was going to answer. Let's see if I can find it. And it says, talk to a recruiter. Yep. We also have the Midwest division that is over the road. You can run up and down the Midwest. It just wouldn't be out west if you chose to do that. And then we have the guaranteed pay division of $12.50 a week. Now, all of our divisions, refrigerated, flatbed, and van, all have a guaranteed minimum of $1,000 a week. So you do have that safety net. But in the Midwest, we have a couple different opportunities because the freight, the strength of the freight is so heavy there. And the rates are larger. We are able to guarantee a minimum of $12.50 a week in the refrigerated division versus the base of $1,000. However, those who are running over the road refrigerated, your rate of pay and the miles that you're running, that $1,000 is a legit safety net to just kind of fall back on. You should definitely be making more than that on a weekly basis. That's just in case you didn't get the miles for some reason, or because there isn't a mileage requirement for that. It's being available for dispatch, getting your paperwork in on time, no late deliveries, no preventable accidents or CSA violations for the week, and being available for dispatch at least five days out of the week. And Bob says, sure, my treats, of course. I like it. That sounds like a plan. So yes, that $1,000 is minimum. Now we do have currently our sign-on bonus. It changed in December, and it's currently $5,000. It is an accelerated sign-on bonus, so the more miles you run, it pays out quarterly. So you'll get $12.50 each quarter. You do need to meet the qualifications, those same qualifications that I mentioned for the guaranteed pay, the minimum pay. You do need to meet those 70% of the time. So we understand not 100, but 70% of the time for that 5,000 sign-on. But if you exceed 25,000 miles in the refrigerated division for that quarter, then you'll get an additional 5 cents a mile on all the miles you ran over that 25,000. Same goes for the van. For flatbed, if you're running over 20,000 miles for that quarter, everything over 20,000 miles, you'll get an extra 5 cents a mile. But remember, that is part of the $5,000 sign-on, quarterly accelerated sign-on bonus. It's a long name. There's a lot of detail to it. But like Anna says, it pays out quarterly. It applies to the first year. It just gives you an opportunity to kind of get the wheels under you, moving faster and making a little bit more right out of the gate. Because I know a lot of times when you guys are switching companies, sometimes you wait too long and you're upside down in bills before you switch over. So that's just one way to kind of get your feet under you a little bit more. Now, being here at Decker and you're getting a scorecard bonus on a regular basis or a smart drive bonus on a regular basis, then you're going to get paid those extra bonus amounts, 1 cent a mile for the smart drive. Smart drive, as long as your points are 20 or less and your smart drive is turned on, both your inward facing event recorder is turned on, which should be in all of them, then you'll get an extra penny on all the miles you ran that month. For the scorecard, I mentioned earlier all of the criteria for the scorecard, the 7 different criteria. And as long as you meet those, you get 1,000 points. Then you'll get the full 4 cents a mile for that bonus on all the miles that you ran for that quarter, or for that month, because it's a monthly bonus. If you are not getting it and you want to get it, you need to reach out to your fleet manager. That's your first step. Or reach out to Darren or Jason. So Darren Ladley or Jason Sorleen, so that we can help you get to it. Our goal is to get you to that. We want to see you get that. And we have a strong support group here to get you to that point. But those are the best people to talk to first. So first your fleet manager, and then Jason and Darren. Your fleet manager might be able to say, you know what, if you improved on this, you'd be fine because everything else looks great. They might not be able to pinpoint it as quickly as Jason or Darren. Jason or Darren might say, let me take a look at this. Okay, let's try doing this for a little bit and see if that helps you with time management. I'm going back to time management, or with your idle time. May try a couple of things to see if that works out better for you. But we want to see you improve. The more we pay out, the better it is. Better it is for you, better it is for us. And that's how it is for all of our bonuses. And our bonuses are achievable, period. If you look on our Facebook page, facebook.com/DTLinc, you will see that our bonuses are in fact doable. They are achievable. They might be a further reach for some people than they are for others, but they are achievable. So we are not setting such a lofty goal that you're going to feel defeated because you aren't getting it. You've got support. Use the support, you guys. We want to see you be successful with it. Which reminds me of another quote. Where's my quote at? There we go. Benjamin Franklin. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So take the time, whether it be for a healthy lifestyle, whether it be for time management, to improve your idle time, whatever it might be. Take the time to plan. It'll really save you. And by planning, even though there are things that are outside of our control, because come on, full disclosure, we are not in control of all things. And you might not be getting the miles. And it might not be anything that you're not, that you're not, you might be doing everything right and still not get it. Maybe a load canceled. Maybe, who knows what the case may be. That's out of your control. That's why we have that $1,000. Because the things that are in your control, we have that $1,000 minimum set for you. We have that $1,250 for the Midwest guaranteed pay. We have the $1,450 for the Midwest flatbed guaranteed pay. We have the $1,700 if you live in Chicago and want home daily and have at least 9 months of experience. Actually, let me rephrase that. Currently, we have home weekly at $1,700 and possibly home multiple times throughout the week, but our daily is full as of Monday. So, but we have different opportunities. Those are within your control. The extras, the things that are outside of your control, they're outside of your control. But if you prepare, you will be able to react and pick yourself up and adjust much quicker. I mean, think about it. You're a professional driver. You've got the skills. You've gone through the training. Going through the training is planning. That's why we have you go through orientation. Orientation is a plan. It is providing you the information that you need, the awareness you need in order to meet your goals. It's a goal that we have set for you in many cases because it's the number of miles we want you to get, the type of driver we are looking for, a professional driver who has safety first on their mind. Safety is a priority. Getting the miles, having on-time delivery. These are all things, this is all part of a goal that we have, and orientation is the tool to get you to that goal, because orientation is the plan. If we didn't do orientation, we are basically setting you up to fail when you come aboard if you're new to Decker. And we don't want that. We don't want anybody to fail. Same with the lease purchase program. If lease purchase is your goal, our scorecard bonus is going to get you to that step. That is the tool. Just like Tim said, you need a tool to get you to your goal. That scorecard is going to get you there. The knowledge and awareness and understanding of the lease purchase program and how the scorecard could affect your pay, because if you don't have a good grasp on the fuel compliance, or if your idle time is crummy, that's going to cut into your pocketbook and it'll flat out say whether or not you'll be successful at it. So those are all things that you need to know. Yep. So get off my soapbox there. Talking about the different positions that we have, Anna has gone ahead and provided a lot of those links to you now that she has access to provide those. But that being said, if you want more details, the best thing to do is to reach out to one of our recruiters. 888-668-0698 is the telephone number to call. You'll talk to one of our recruiters. You can also apply online at drivedecker.com. But if you prefer to do an application over the phone with the recruiter, that's the telephone number. If you prefer to find out a little bit more about what we have in your area and you haven't given me your zip code or city and state, then call a recruiter to get more details, because you'll want the details to make sure. Let's talk about the qualifications though. We do require 9 months of tractor trailer experience for the positions that we have available. In the flatbed, we require that your tractor trailer experience is in fact flatbed experience. You need to have a good understanding of securement, tarping, and securement for that matter. And yes, we go through it with orientation. We'll still do the training. We still need to make sure that you know how to do it, because you might have the experience, but we also need to confirm that when you come to orientation, so that we are not dispatching you blindly. And safety first. This is our plan. This is how we prepare, and we're going to see the success. So you're going to see the success through this. So 9 months of tractor trailer experience for all the divisions, 9 months of flatbed tractor trailer experience for the flatbed division. No major moving violations in the last 3 years. 3 years. And then major moving violations, some of those things that would qualify. An improper lane change or an erratic lane change, a following too close, driving without a commercial license, speeding 15 miles per hour or more over, reckless, careless, DUI, DWI, any of those are, they have to be at least 3 years old. Now, if it was an OWI, if you were driving a commercial vehicle under the influence, that has to be at least 5 years old. Any accidents that are DOT recordable, which, by the way, a DOT recordable accident is defined as one where somebody was injured, if there was a fatality, if you were towed, if you were ticketed, or if the dollar amount was just flat out that big, it was deemed DOT recordable by the insurance company. Those are the factors that determine if something is DOT recordable. Of course, DOT recordable preventable is what would be marked against you in qualifying or disqualifying or non-qualifying. But if it is non-preventable, then we can still work with you. Those preventable and those DOT recordable qualifying and disqualifying factors, one of them alone can disqualify you. So if you were towed, that is DOT recordable. If you weren't ticketed, but somebody was injured, it's still deemed DOT recordable. And if you were the one at fault, so if it was preventable, then it would be counted against you. So it'd have to be at least 3 years old. So clear on that one? Cool. And of course, certain areas offer different opportunities. So if you are looking for a refrigerated position, and you're in an area that we don't have refrigerated, then we'll let you know obviously what we have available in certain areas, but do keep in mind it just depends on what we currently have available. Last week we had a local position available out of Chicago that would get you home every single day in the flatbed division. We don't have that today. It's full. So we now have home weekly there for the $1,700 a week guaranteed, but we don't have the daily. And that is only because we've filled the position. We've got a professional driver doing that now, someone who's been qualified, who is qualified, and doing a great job. We don't want to put their home time at risk and keep hiring for that position, which could cause problems for their home life. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we're hiring for the positions that are currently available. The reason I bring this up is because it has been a question that I got last week, and it was I just wasn't doing a good job of explaining to the individual that yes, we had it available, but it is full. It's not constantly open. There's minimal opportunities for that specific home time. And we're always trying to offer more opportunities for that, but that's something that you do need to keep in mind and do have an understanding of. And hopefully we can do a good job of relaying that. See you later, Tim. Be safe. So in the Southeast, we have opportunities for the weekly home time in the Southeast for the refrigerated division. If you live really from, if you can see my picture here, do I have a map of this on my little anywhere handy? I do. Check it out. There you go. I don't know if you can read it because I can't read it from my screen. But if you live anywhere from Jackson, Mississippi, over to up north to Memphis, over to Nashville, over to Knoxville, basically west of Knoxville, down to Chattanooga, Atlanta, Athens, Macon, Montgomery, anywhere in between there, you are good for our Southeastern Refrigerated Division. Now, not to be confused, it is our Southeastern Refrigerated Division. We call it that to more so for us to know the difference between it, between the different divisions, but it is mostly in the Southeast from Texas to the Carolinas, but it's not only. There are runs that go up to the Midwest, probably once a week or so, but you will see the Midwest as well in that division, so don't be surprised by that. Thanks, Anna. Little drawing. Got my marker out. My mouse marker. So we do have that opportunity. Also for home time in the Southeast, if you live in Georgia and if you live in Alabama north of 20, we do have the opportunity for you as well there. Home weekly. We have home every other week in the rest of Alabama, Georgia, Carolinas, areas of the Carolinas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, just depends. Of course, let us know specifically what city you live in, Tennessee, PA, Kentucky. Let us know specifically what city you live in to make sure that, yes, we do in fact have it in that city. Example of that, if somebody is looking for, let me think. If somebody is looking for something out of South Carolina and they live along the coast, I cannot hire currently east of 95. So that's why I say just give us a call and let's make sure that we have something available in your area. Don't just assume because we have somebody living out of the state of South Carolina that we do have available positions out of there. But the best thing to do is to reach out to one of the recruiters so that you can find out more accurate information on the home time for your specific location, as well as the division itself, the rate of pay based off of your experience. And we've got a great rate of pay. We've got great bonuses. Our equipment is immaculate. Our equipment is mostly the 579 Peterbilts. We have some 730, 740, 760 Volvos. We have a few Freightliner Cascadia Evolutions. You're not going to see anything older than a 2018. You won't. 2018 is the oldest truck we have. We're transitioning from the Qualcomm unit to the Transflow GeoTab unit, which is going to be basically a tablet in the truck, and you'll have that for your communication with your driver manager. You'll have the Transflow app on there so that you'll be able to access your scorecard, which is, like I said, the bonus, your fuel time, your fuel time, your smart drive, your load information. All of that will be available for you on the Transflow app on your phone, as well as the GeoTab unit in the truck, which is this tablet that I was just showing you. You'll also have a scanner, so you'll be able to scan the documents. If you're using the Omnitrax, you'll have a physical scanner separate from the Omnitrax unit. If you were scanning a document in the truck and you have the Transflow GeoTab unit, you'll use the photo option within the Transflow app in order to do so. So that right there does the trick. It's nicer because you know what payroll is actually going to see. When you scan the document, which is an awesome resource to have, is just scanning it, but you don't know if the scan is clear or if it went through. Whereas with the Transflow GeoTab unit, you take a picture, you can adjust the angles, you can zoom in, you can cut it off, so it's a fuller picture, and you can actually see that what they're getting just by what you have. And you're going to get a confirmation number in both cases. Confirmation that it went through. Also with the TransFlow GeoTab unit, you'll have navigation on that, the ALK navigation, up to date. Yeah, so lots of info for that. Trying to think of anything else. If you need additional training on that, we actually have training available on our YouTube channel for the TransFlow GeoTab unit. But that's just one of the amenities. We have APUs on all our trucks. We have videos on troubleshooting APUs in case you're out on the road and there is an issue with it. I know for the longest time we didn't have APUs because that was a major concern, is downtime that the APUs would cause, because APUs, they're known for that. But the benefits of having an APU outweigh the negative of the troubleshooting. So we have troubleshooting videos available for you, and then we also have the opportunity to get into the shop and get those fixed if in fact there's something wrong with them. But we can help you out with those so that you can utilize it. We have APUs, we have inverters, we have bunk heaters, of course, refrigerators, we have microwaves, CB units in the truck. We have the television with the Epic View satellite TV company paid programming, 100 plus channels, including Sunday Ticket. We have the Sirius Radio. Currently, the Sirius Radio, you can win 12 months of free Sirius Radio through 2 referrals. That's just one of the bonuses, because you'll get the monetary as well, which is $1,500 per referral. That's hired on, paid within 90 days. But that's one of the bonuses, is 12 months of the referral bonus, or 12 months of the Sirius Radio. There we go. But in addition to that, all of the hardware is already there. We have a smart drive, which is the inward and outward facing event recorders, which also monitors your following distance, your fuel, your safety habits, basically. So lane change, lane departures, that kind of stuff, speed gauge. RIAC 007, bi-weekly in the Hickory or Charlotte, North Carolina area. So Charlotte, North Carolina can be home weekly in our flatbed. So great question. Hickory, I have to check. I don't know how far Hickory is from Charlotte. Let's see here. But yeah, you're going to be home weekly in either case. So yeah, in our flatbed, it's 9 months of tractor trailer flatbed experience that's required. And we can get you home on a weekly basis. So you're probably coming in on a Friday night or Saturday morning when it comes to flatbed, and then leaving back out either Sunday night or Monday morning, probably for a early morning, Monday morning delivery, most likely. Joseph says, every single morning at 3 a.m. my APU goes into standby mode. It's become my alarm clock in the mornings. 20 miles north. Okay, thanks. It shows 60. All right. It's close to my other home in Newton. Yeah, so like Joseph says, the APU, it is nice to have. It's super nice to have. But sometimes there's quirks to it. And that's why we provide these trainings, because we want to make sure that you have the support and you can use these resources as much as possible. Utilize them as much as possible. Microwave. I don't have a troubleshooting video on the microwave. Oh yeah, I shouldn't laugh. You never know. Now, Joseph, did you try? I don't know if I think Tim was the one that mentioned this yesterday, but I know that some people were having issues with I guess it was more the bunk heater not kicking on the temperature that they wanted to. So they had to, he says, turn it all the way up to full power, and then it will kick on, and then you can turn it back down to the temperature that you want, but turn it all the way up to 90, and then bring it back down as you go into the sleeper so that it's a comfortable temperature for you. But he says for some reason, if it hesitates to warm up, that's a quick way to get it, because sometimes it just won't get hot enough at a 70 or 65 or whatever it is that you're keeping your temperature at, that you kind of need to crank it up high so it wakes it up, I guess. That was his suggestion. But that was the bunk heater, not the APU. Perfect. Any other questions on the equipment? They are automatics. They're governed at 68 on the cruise and 65 on the pedal. Anna, thank you. So Anna went ahead and posted one of our troubleshooting APUs. We do have a couple of different ones depending on which truck you're looking at or which unit you're looking at. Joseph says, I have an issue with it blowing out of the bottom vent, but not the vents above the mattress. So underneath, my go-to would be underneath, make sure that the lines to those vents are not blocked. So underneath your the bed, make sure that they're not blocked under there, because that's what we do see. That's something common that we see, is that those vents, usually the bottom vent is usually the one that we see that's blocked. But just make sure everything underneath is free and debris. It's confusing to me. Yeah, it is. So let me check on that. So it's the top vents that weren't working for you. Okay. All right. Well, you guys, goals. Set your goals. Set them high. Not so high that they're not achievable, but test yourselves. And then let me know how you're doing. Check in with us. If there's anything that you need in order to help achieve those goals, reach out to us. Let's see if we can do our best to help you out. But then again, I'm easily confused. Me too. Me too. All right, so let's plan to succeed instead of planning to fail. If there's any help you guys need, please reach out to us, 888-668-0698. And if you have any questions about position here at Decker, reach out to any of the recruiters, same telephone number, or go to drivedecker.com, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. Anna says 2021 is a clean slate, so believe in yourself and have a positive outlook. Everything's going to work out well. Just got to know that, believe it, and do everything in your power to achieve that. Cool beans? All right, you guys, you have a very safe rest of your week, and we will talk to you next Tuesday here on our YouTube channel at noon Central, and we'll talk to you next Monday on our Facebook channel, facebook.com/DTLinc. Do not forget to subscribe both to our YouTube channel and to follow us on our Facebook so that you don't miss any of the coolness that we do. Super cool. Right, Anna? That's right. Thanks, you guys. You have a lovely week and stay safe, she says. Be safe, you guys.